Hello. So when it comes to, I don't like that figure, senior. So when it comes to the civil servant, we are saying that all those who work in the various ministries, for example, who work in the Ministry of Health, not Ghana Health Service. Ministry of what? Health. Ministry of Education. Ministry of Sanitation, Ministry of Communication, and the rest. All those people who work in these ministries and their departments, they are the civil servants. Are you okay? So if you go to Accra, we have a lot of the ministries there, and we have people working there. And the head of these people is the head of what? Civil service. We call them the head. So civil service or civil servants are public servants. True or yes? Hello? Civil servants are what? Public servants. But then not all public servants are what? Civil servants. So if you are not working in the ministry, you don't have to jump up and say, I'm a civil servant. So like the way the man came the last time and say that, oh, I am one of you, a civil servant. The HR for health, they were also mixing the things up. All we are saying is that knowledge helps a lot. It cures the disease called ignorance. And ignorance can really lead you to serious what? Embarrassment. You can be embarrassed. So please, once again, exams, forget. And our exams are very flexible exams, not intended to fail anybody. Not intended to fail. There are times when you are marking a script, the student will be telling you that, please fail me. I want to fail. I want to fail. Then you will say, you will not fail in Jesus' name. You will not fail in Jesus' name. The man is saying, I will still want to fail. But at the end of the day, we try and pushing all of you to go through. That's why I always say that for accounting, except you don't enter the exam hall. I don't want to say some things now. Otherwise, some of you, good. So today, we are going to look at something a bit technical, but not technical. Yes. Some will say that this man is coming to trouble us. Control. What is control account? We need to know something about control account. Why all this worry? I'm saying that, ladies and gentlemen, it's good. You are not going to be preparing control account in the office, no. But you need to know the process. What is control account? So that when accountant comes and tell you that the control account that we are doing is it will take us 3 weeks to prepare control account. Is it accountant? I'm not a small boy. Me too, I know what control. I have some knowledge about control account. You can't tell me that you need 3 days to prepare control account. When your boss from the headquarters is demanding financial report, an accountant is delaying. Because you don't know, accountant can tell a lot of lies. They say, oh, they delayed because of ABCD, because of ABCD. Then you can give us the, we'll track it for you. Good. Now, last week we talked about the business process of what? Accounting. And we are seeing that the business process of accounting starts from where? The entire business process. Huh? What is the process? Accounting process. What is the business process? It starts from where? It starts from where? Recording. Before you record, you must do what? Thank you. What do you identify? Transaction. What kind of transaction? Monitoring transaction. There are different forms and kinds and types of transaction, monetary transactions. But we have 2 major ones. That's what? Cash, and also what? And also credit transaction. You identify the transactions. And then you go on with the recording. How do you do the recording? From where? Hello? From where? No, before you enter the items in the journal, where do you get the information? From where? Source document. Source document. So, from the source document into what? The journal. Source document. What are some of the source documents? Good. Invoices, receipts, PVs, slips, good. Debit notes, credit notes, Hey, it will come in the exams. Yes, it will come in the exams. Source document. From the source document, you enter the transactions into what? The journal. What is a journal? And we have different types of journals. Yes, a journal is a book of prime. Good. A journal is a book of prime entry. So, okay, then let's come to what are some of the books of prime entry? Sales journal or day book. Purchases journal. Return inwards journal. Return outwards. So you know all these things. So why should you fail? There's no way you can fail. So these are what? So document to the books of what? Prime entry to the journal. From the journal, where do you go? Where do you go? Ledger. What is a ledger? What is a ledger? Are you getting the whole business process? What is the ledger? A ledger is what? Simply put, a ledger is what? A book. Simple as that. A ledger is what? A book. So we have different types of what? Ledgers. Yes. What are they? Yes. Personal ledgers. Personal ledgers, we classify them as subsidiary what? Ledgers. And what are they? One is what? Sales what? What is sales ledger? Again, we are saying that sales ledger is just a book that contains the account of what? Credit what? All those who buy from us on credit, we keep their records in a book. We keep their account in a book. And that book is what we normally refer to as what? Sales what? Ledger. Or receivables what? Ledger. What about purchases ledger? Or payouts ledger? It's a book that contains what? The account of all our what? Credit what? suppliers. Ready to, the one is what? Credit. What about general ledger? Yes, what about general ledger? So if you, thank you, you are there, senior. Thank you. So if you have an account that doesn't fall under sales and then purchases, then it will go to where? The general ledger. Hello, are we getting the whole argument? Good. So all these things, we get the information, we'll process it, and after processing, using the double entry principle, we use the double entry principle to process the accounting information. At the end of the day, what are the outputs, the component of financial statement? What are the outputs? What are the outputs? What are the outputs, the component of a financial statement? Statement of what? Statement of financial position. Statement of what? Comprehensive income. Statement of what? Statement of changes in equity. Statement of cash flow. Income and what? In the public sector, then we have what? Revenue and expenditure, receipts and what? Payments and so on. These are the output of financial statements. Good. So our focus today is on the process. The process. We are now opening accounts. We are now opening accounts. And the account that we are opening for our customers and for our suppliers and all that, at the end of the day, when we want to extract a trial balance, the trial balance normally is the basis for preparing our financial statement. If you want to produce your financial statement, the statement of comprehensive income, statement of what? Financial position, statement of changes in equity, statement of cash flow and all that. You need what? You need the trial balance. Hello? What do you need to prepare these outputs? You need what? The trial balance. You need a trial balance. Because if you don't prepare the trial balance, it will be very difficult for you to be able to prepare these financial statements. So the trial balance serves as the foundation, as the basis for preparing what? These financial statements. So before you prepare the trial balance, there are a lot of things that you need to do. And one of them is the control account. Now we ask ourselves, what is control account? What is control account? Yes. What is control account? Those of us who are accountants, any idea? Control. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Yes, thank you for that one. What is control account? Yes. Control. Now, at a very basic level, control in management means what? So let's take it from there. Then we can go into control account. Yes, senior. Thank you. To correct something. How do you correct something? How do you go about correcting an error? How do you go about correcting something? Something is not right. How do you correct it? How do you determine that this thing is not correct? Oh, you look at this guy and say, this guy is not correct. Oh, this class rep, you are not correct. Oh, class rep is correct. You are mentioning something.
When the person is not conforming to the norms and
it's not conform. So three things when it comes to control. There is what? Always a standard. There is always what? A standard. Good. Someone is saying it there. Good. So you must have a standard. You must have a budget. This is the norm. This is the tradition. This is the standard. Now, what is it that has actually occurred? If the standard is, let's say, a budget, if you are preparing a budget, the budget for compensation, what is compensation? In the public service, when we say compensation, what do we mean? Wages and what? Salaries. Wages and salaries. So if the budget for compensation is what? 100,000 Ghana cedis. At the end of the year, we have 120,000 Ghana cedis. Is something wrong?
Yes.
What is wrong? There's a difference. What's the difference? So variance. Variance is what? Is it negative variance or positive variance? Why? Okay, so this is about expenditure. If we have, let's say, income, you have your IGF, and your IGF is, budget is 100, IGF budget is 100, then actual is 120. The variance is what? 20. Is it favorable or unfavorable? Why? Why is this one favorable and this one unfavorable? Hey, Hajia, you know everything. This one is unfavorable. Why? Because it's what? It's expenditure. Now, we are talking about control. We are saying that before you can control, number one, you need a standard. Number two, you get the actual. And then at the end, you have a variance. You are going to interrogate, investigate, and find out what caused this variance. Who can tell me? Any idea? We are budgeted that we are going to spend 100,000 Ghana cedis on compensation, payment of salaries, wages, and allowances in our department. At the end of the day, we spend it. So what caused the difference? There's something wrong here. Something is wrong. What caused it? So, any idea? Come again. Who can tell us? Okay, it means that we have engaged more than we have budgeted for. Thank you. Good. Yes. Thank you. There can also be depackaging or stealing by accounts department. Ghost names can result in this. True or yes? Yes, ghost name can result in the Okay, can also be a change or inflation or increment. Thank you. Thank you. Increment in what? Salaries and allowances or introduction or COLA. With this year, we didn't budget that, there will be COLA. But all of a sudden, union agitations, as a result of that, we have to bring in COLA, resulting into this. Our aim is that at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we are consistent with what? Our budget. The purpose of control is to make sure that whatever you have, whatever is your expectation, your dream, your aim, your goal, you are able to achieve that particular goal and even go beyond achieving it. Please, are you getting it? Now, so in management, that is how it is. Now, let's come to accounting. We are talking about, please, where is the control account? Before we prepare our trial balance, we are saying that we need to make sure that whatever record that we have is clean. To some extent, is sacrosanct. To some extent, is perfect. So that when we prepare our trial balance, when we have our debit and then your credit here, at the end of the day, everything should balance. The debit, if it's 200, the credit must also be 200. That is, if we religiously follow the accounting principles and the accounting practices, conventions, and so on and so forth. At the end of the day, the trial balance must what? Balance. So in order to ensure that the trial balance, we want the trial balance to balance so that we can use the trial balance to prepare our financial statement. When the trial balance balance, at the end of the day, when you prepare your financial statement, then you can comfortably see that, oh, our financial statement is reliable. Our financial statement is reliable. But we are having issues with what? The accounts. The debit is 200, the credit is 300. The trial balance, the basis for preparing your financial statement, is having issues. At the end of the day, when you prepare your financial statement, your stakeholders will have doubts. I don't know if you are appreciating the whole issue. You have doubt. So we are saying that before you come up with the trial balance, there are a number of things you need to do. And one major thing is to control your account and to see to it that at the end of the day, the accounts are to some extent clean. Their account to some extent, they are correct. So if we have sales ledger, we are saying that sales ledger is a book that contains the account of all our credit customers. Credit customers. So if we have our sales ledger, and then we have ACOS number 1, Kwame, number 2, Kwaku, number 3. So ACOS account, Kwame's account, Kwaku's account. Anytime there is close to Kwame, what do? Let's say this 2,000 with debit, sorry, ACOS, with debit ACOS. Close made to ACOS, 2,000. Close to Kwame is 5,000, and to Kwaku is 4,000. Are we okay? Good. Anytime the client make payments, these are credit sales. So let's assume here that they have made a payment of cash 1,500. Are you okay? Cash 1,500. Here, cash, let's say 2,400. Here, cash 1,000 Ghana. Remember the corresponding entries. If ACOS is paying us 1,500, we credit his account. What will be the corresponding debit entry? It will be what? Our cash account. So if we have our cash account here, remember the cash account will be in which of the ledgers? Which of the ledgers? General what? Ledger. Please, are you getting it? So we'll have cash account here, cash account here. So in the general ledger, we'll have the cash account. Again, in the general ledger, we'll have what? Your sales. So in your sales, you have number 1, ACOS. How much is there? Number 2 is what? Kwame. How much is there? 5,000. Then we have Kwaku. How much is there? 4,000. Anytime there is payment, we credit this account. So here we have ACOS. Debit, how much? 1,500. Then we have Kwame, how much? Good. And then we also have Kwaku. which is what? 1,000. Double entry principles have been observed. You debit here, you credit there. Are you fine with this? Now, let's assume that this is the only transaction that took place in the whole month. So, at the end of the day, if you want to know the balance or how much Akos is owing us, then we'll strike the difference. Here we'll have 2,000. Here we'll have what? 2,000. What's the difference? What's the difference? 500. So we say balance what? Carry down, which is how much? 500. Here, what will be our balance? Come again? Good. Balance carried down is 2,600. So when you close, you have what? 5,000. Over here, you have what? Hello? Are we together? Then this one here, we have balance. See how much is it? 3,000. Hello? Are we together? 3,000. So here we have 4,000. Here we also have what? 4,000. Now, in the preparation of your trial balance, you need total debtors. Hello? You need what? Total debtors. Total debtors. How do you get your total debtors? Those who are owing you. Remember, in the month we sold this to Akos, she paid 1,500 living days. Are we okay? Aku 5,000, he paid this living days. Then, sorry, this Kwame, and then this is Kwaku. Kwaku is owing us 3,000. Now we need to prepare total what? Debtors account. The total debtors account is the same as what? The control account. The total debtors account is the same as what? Control or total, what do you call it? Control account for debtor or sales ledger what? Control account. If you want to get the total debtors or the total receivables, what do? Total receivables. What do? It's a matter of what? Listing the individual balances of what? Your clients. So if you take Akos, what is the balance here? 500. If you take Kwame, what's the balance here? Do you get it? 2,000 what? 600. If you take Kwaku, what's the balance here? 3,000. So if you take the individual balances, hello, are you with me? If you take the individual balances, you are going to have a total debtors of how much? 6,100. Individual. So we want to ask ourselves, are we correct with these balances? Before we transfer the total of this to the trial balance, we need to check, as my friend said earlier on, we need to check and find out whether this balance is correct before we transfer it or we send it to the trial balance. How do you go about that one? That is what we'll call for, oh, wow. That's what we'll call for sales ledger control what? Accounts. So if you open your sales ledger control account or total receivables account, sales ledger control account is the same as what? Total receivables. So in this case, you are going to deal with the total amount of sales as well as total amount of what? Payment or amount received from the clients or from your customers. Good. Now, what is the total sales here? This is the sales account. What is the total sales here? Hello, what is the total sales here? 11,000. Here. Are we okay? Okay, I've cleaned the cash account. In the want to total, let's total the cash received from customers. This 15 plus 24 plus 1,000. Here we are looking at the cash that we have received. Hello, are you with me? The total cash that we have received from what? The customers. 15 plus 24 is how much? Plus this 4,900. So in our sales ledger control account or total receivables account, we have our total sales here to be what? 11,000. Are you okay? Hello, are you with me? 11,000. Now, the total cash received from the debtors is what? 4,900. So what will be the balance? There is 11. And it is what? 6,100. So this one will give us 11,000. Hello. So you see that when you prepare the total receivables account, at the end of the day, the balance here should be consistent with the list of individual balances, which is this one. Hello. I don't know if you are getting the appreciation the whole. So that the moment is consistent, these balances are the total and the individual ones are consistent, then you know that you are in a comfortable lead of recording the sales balance into what? The trial balance. Hello, I don't know if you are getting it. That is the essence of preparing control account. But the moment we see some kind of inconsistency between the balance, let's assume that this place is 5,000 and this is 6,001. Then something is what? Wrong. That's what I'm saying. So we have to come back and investigate what is causing the disparity, the difference. What caused the difference? Budget, actual difference. What caused the difference? If we cannot readily get the difference, then we put it in an account called suspense what? Account, so that we can get some time and then go over the entire process, the double entry process, to fish out the difference. Hello, I don't know if you are getting the whole thing. That is it. So control account is to help us get correct what? Balances of our debtors, of our creditors, and so on. So when you finish everything, you list your individual balances and you prepare your total receivables or total payables account. Whatever balance you get at the end of the day should be consistent with the individual balance. If it's not consistent, then there is something wrong. You must investigate to find out what is causing the difference. Is it that someone has given us money and we have not recorded? It happened just yesterday at a program in Takrady. The accountant that was recording the revenue at the end of the day, they said, oh, this is the total, this is the number of people that came for this particular program. And we are expecting so much from these people. At the end of the day, the accountant said what he has received, and that's for the first time I've seen an accountant confessing that what he has received yesterday when he was doing account, what he has received is more than the people who have registered for the program. Accountant saying that, say, this one, you are very good accountant. You are not like me. So he said he will go to the office and then do reconciliation and all that to find out what is the cost. Why is it that the money he is receiving is more than the people who have come for the program? There's a problem. And the normal circumstance, it should be what? Tally. It should be consistent. So there's a problem. And I know him, he won't sleep until that thing is fished out. So we are saying that before you go ahead and prepare your trial balance, all the balances that you put there, the balances must be what? Correct. How do you ensure or check that the balances are correct? It is when you prepare the control account, the total account. Senior, your hand is up.
An item to debited or credited and debited. Yeah.
Oh, how do you determine whether this item should be debited or this item should be credited? Very simple. This is it. This is individual. This is what? Total. So whatever you are going to debit here is the same thing you are going to what? Debit here. Whatever you are going to credit here is the same thing you are going to credit here. But in this case, this place you are grouping, you are totaling. That's all. Come again.
Don't write the individual name.
No, you don't write. You are talking about the total. So over here, total cash receipted from the customers or the client. You mean you are going to add all and put it here. You see that is very easy. Very easy. If it is sales, here individuals. Here we are talking about total sales. So you are adding 1, 2, 3 total sales. Then you put it here. If it is return or bad debt, all the debt that are bad, you add all of them. Then you put them here. It's very easy. Hello? Oh, you are not with me because we are launching into the technicalities of accounting. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Are you okay? The way I see your faces, I'm not fine, cry. But you'll be fine. Are you okay? Good. So, with this background, we can solve a question. And it will come in the exams. Examiner is there. All right. So let's look at which question. Okay, let's look at question 2. And that one is very comprehensive and tells us a lot about the business process of accounting from clean to can. So we start from the journal through to the ledgers and to the control account and also the trial balance. So we are going to look at it together. Are we okay? Good. Good. I just know that my battery is running down. And I'm on the question.
Today, I don't think we can use it.
Yeah. You don't think we can do full class?
Once your battery runs out, mine is already.
Your own is even up. Wow.
And your line is.
Nah. Wow. Yes. There's a question online.
That is why that tax sale, the sales ledger balance will be same as the control account balance.
Yes, if you don't have any cash at all. Yes. Let's look at which question is there? Yes. Read question 2. All right. Let's look at question 2. Wherever we get to and it goes off. Good. Hello, are you with me? Good. What is question 2 saying? It says that the following transactions in May 2019 are those of a new business entity, Ghana Home Loans Traders. So we have May 2019. Number one, that can charge this one. Okay, then bring it. Power, if you can charge. Then we'll connect it and see. Number one, please, are you all with me? Good. What is number one? May 1st, it says what? Set up what? The entity with capital in cash of how much? Hello? How much is it? 2.5 what? 2.5 million. Good. So, what are the accounts involved? Now, it says, set up the entity with capital in cash of this. No, it's not coming. It's on.
This one, I thought it was USB to type.
There's another.
But shouldn't it come from you know, shouldn't come from want it be type C to type C? What's USB to type C? That one. But this one was USB to type C. If you want to check and I would like that. And so don't do I don't yeah, put your bag on.
I think yeah, the count.
It's coming.
So that would
All right. Hello. So we are told that these are the transactions that have taken place.
it has this process.
Hmm. The following transactions in May are those of a new business, that is business entity, Ghana Home Loans Traders. The first one, set up the entity with a cash of 2.5. Next, bought goods on credit from the following suppliers: Bush 540, Flower City 870, Gibson 250, Whitkill 760, Green Limited 640, all given us a total of 360 million. Sold goods on credit to the office company 430, Cork 640, Texas 1.760. Then paid rent 120. The office company paid 430 that it owed. Texas Limited paid 15. The following payments were made: Gibson 250 and to Bush 540. Advertising cost 230 and were paid to the local news publisher. Bought goods on credit from the following suppliers: Bush Limited Landscape, and then sold goods on credit to Public Parks 670. Paid rent 180. Required. Prepare extracts of number 1, sales day book and purchases day book for the relevant transactions above. Then 2, the next process, use T account to show these transactions should be recorded in the main ledger accounts of the entity. And you know the main ledgers, sales ledger, purchases ledger, and also what? General ledger. The accounting system contains a receivables ledger and payables ledger for individual accounts, and they are control what? Accounts. So we have to control it. Prepare a control account. Then post the transaction to individual accounts in the receivables what? Ledger or the debtors ledger, the book that contains the account of debtors. And the payables ledger, the book that contains the account of what? Credit suppliers. And extract a list. Everything. Extract what? A list of balances from these. The total of each list. Hello? Everything what is in the bracket there? It says the total of each list should agree with what? The balance on what? The receivables and what? Payables what? Control account respectively. And then when you are through, when you are done, you prepare a trial balance as at 31st May 2019. It's very easy. And it will come in the exams. So let's take it one by one. Let's look at the requirements. What is it saying? Prepare extract of what? Sales day book and purchases what? Day book. What are the components? What will go into the sales day book? What will go into the purchases day book? Those are the ones we'll be looking at. So number 1, we need to prepare sales day book and then purchases day book. So we are going to look at the transactions that relate to sales. All the transactions within the month that relates to sales. All the transactions within the month that relates to what? Purchases. Those are the ones that we will use to prepare our sales day book. So 1, they say, number 1 say we should prepare sales day book. sales day book? This question, if it comes in the exam, I'll be happy. So normally we have the date here. We have the details. And what? Perfect. Good. In the exams, anything at all can come, so you just have to be ready and prepared, and you'll be fine. Those who prepare and organize themselves very well, they are not far away from A+. Are you okay? Good. So number one, let's look at the transactions within the month that relate to sales. Go back. Go back. Number what? Do we all agree? So we'll look at number 3, sold goods on credit to number 1, office company, and so on and so forth. That's one. Then which other one that relates to sales? Number 4, I think it's a repetition. So let's. Okay, yeah, 4. The next slide. Sold goods on credit to public pass. Yes. So 3 and then next slide 4. Are you okay? Good. So let's see. What's the name of the company? The first company? Please. No. Good. Office. So we say office company. How much? How much goods? 400 and what? 30,000. Good. 430,000. On the same day, we sold to which other company? That is what? Cork Limited. How much is it? How did they spell the Cork? Good. Cork Limited. 600 and what? Good. Yes. On the same day again, any other? Come again? Texas. Good. 1.760. Good. Is that all? Come again? That's all for the day. Then on the 4th, which company is there? Public Parks. How much is it? 670,000. Is that all? Okay, so let's add. Three. Is that it? Confirm. 3430. Are you okay? Which one is correct? Three, 5. Is that it? Hello?
Yes.
Are you okay? Good. So this is our sales day book. The next one is what? Purchases. Good. What are the transactions that relate to purchases in the question? Number 2, do we all agree? Perfect. And what again? Footnote 3. Good. Another is 3 there. So yes, what are the names? Bought a goods on credit from Bush, 500 and what? 40,000. Good. What again? Flour. Flour 68. Thank you. Gibson Limited, 250,000. Good. Wheatkill, 760,000. Green, how much? 640. Good. Then the next one, or the last one, on the next slide, that is Bush again, Good. So Bush again, 430. Landscape, how much? So 1.1. Okay. So let's look at it. Let's add all of them. 540, 870. 4, 5, 90. Hello? Are we together? Good. Now that we are through with this, we need to open the individual accounts one by one. So the individual account for our customers, you forget about the date for now because there's an issue with the dates. So we are picking the figures and the relevant transactions. So the total for the purchases day book is what? 4590. Is that correct? Good. Now we will move from the journal to the ledgers. These are the journals: purchases journal and sales journal. We now move from the sales day book journal to the sales ledger. Sales what? Ledger. So in the ledger, we will open account for individual customers. So we're going to take the customers one by one. So the first one is what? Office company. Open office company's account. And this should be in our sales ledger. Are we okay? The next one is what? Okay. Cork Limited account. The next one is what? Texas. And then the last one is what? Public pass. Good. Sales ledger, sales daybook. First one, we have office company, sales of how much? 430. We enter it here. So we debit all of them. Why are we debiting? Yes, we are selling to them. And I think this is not the first time we are doing this. We are selling to them. They are receiving from us. Are we okay? Golden rule. Thank you. So we debit all of them. And you know, when you debit them in the sales ledger, the corresponding will be in the sales account in what? Not in the general ledger. At the credit, yes. We'll credit sales account in what? Because the board is not big, I would have opened and opened and opened up to the end. So sales, how much is it here? 600 and what? 40. $640. Here again, sales is what? $1,760. Good. Public parks, sales 600 and what? Hello? As senior is suggesting, we can, because the board is not big. Can we clean it? So please note the figures, because I'll be requesting them as we move along. Are we okay? So let's clean. Hello? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Good. So we have opened the account. Senior. Chief. No. Yes. You just be going off to go. Hmm? Come again. Tell it. So can I go off? Mm.